Good evening. It is just past 8 o'clock. It is Monday. It is time for Retro Gaming Revival presents Mod Cons. You will see that we are down a couple of members this evening. As Dave Newland has correctly pointed out, he has unfortunately had a trouser accident, so he will be mopping that up in Butlins this week, I think. But nevertheless, we strive. We soldier on. And this evening, it is my
very good. You can see I'm in a different place tonight. I am basically trying to convert my garage into my little studio, so I can have everything set up. So just to let everyone know, in fact, I am actually running this whole stream off a Steam Deck. So this is all coming for a Steam Deck at the minute, off a docked Steam Deck. So yeah. Also I've done my. I've got to do everyone or Mrs. or they or them. Corny Puddle. Whoever that is. So yeah, Corny
Puddle. Good evening, Corny Puddle. Enjoy. We are currently discussing what we can do for membership, purely because as amazing as that is,
that's only £1.
Yeah, I know it's only £1, but still. So we're gonna think of something. But don't know what. It might just be like, signed photos, good, and it'll be worth it. It'll be worth your £1. I promise. Yes. So anyway, we have a few Herberts in the chat. We have Mr. Colin Brown. Good evening, Colin. I hope you're keeping good, my friend. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dave Newland Music. Always good to see you, my friend. Is in the house. Good to see you at the weekend, Mag. Mr. Rob Taylor is in the house too. Vernon Couchman, always good to see you, my friend. Toxo, I hope you are good. There's lots of people coming through. As always, you are all very, very welcome. And yeah, we've got lots of stuff to talk about, lots of things to be your name sounded well cool. I tried my best. It was sort of like a mixture of a metal scream and I don't know, a sharp intake of air, Mag. I tried my best. Okay, so Blunners, as always, let's get cracking. What are you?
So I've been playing a lot of this.
Oh,
turn around.
That's nice.
I've been playing this. So yeah, basically I just went on, downloaded an absolute ton of arcade games I remember playing as a kid, and I've been working my way through that really. So I've played a lot of Simpsons Arcade. I haven't finished it yet, so I'm going to do one of them. WrestleFest. What else have I been playing? X-Men. Some Street Fighter. So yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if everyone can hear me, but apparently the sound's not right. But when I tested it, all worked.
Yeah.
Can you hear me all right, Ollie?
Yeah, dude, you sound fine to me.
Yeah, so
okay.
It must be.
I mean, I've got a fan on, so maybe it's that. Let me move this down to the floor a second, in the hopes that might be what's.
Oh no, I can just hear me on the stream. I'll just turn the stream on, and I do sound a bit jolty, but I'll try something else. So yeah, you just. But yeah, so basically that's what I've been playing. I don't know what's
nice. Yeah, Mag says everything is jittery. Okay.
Yeah, what? Even me, or is it?
I don't know. If it could be both of us. It could be my son has decided to suck all of the new wonderful bandwidth that we have. So let's we will soldier on, and I will chuff him a message because there's a high chance that he's doing something. Both Ollie's voices. Dang. Right. Wait one caller. Let me double check that my son isn't destroying the bandwidth. Are you Downloading stuff. If so, stop it.
But no, like as I said, I've just listened to it back, and yeah, it's both of us jittering. So it might be something with Steam. It might be something with StreamYard that we don't know about.
Dang. I mean,
Yeah.
I know people have been having some StreamYard issues.
But we sound like I said, I can hear you fine, and you can hear me fine. It's just
How
a bit odd.
weird. How weird. We shall persevere in the vague hope. Although that being said, my daughter is also now playing. She got a download code for Marvel Rivals. Let me double check she's not binging the hell out of that. Are you
Odd.
downloading stuff? Oh no, she's not in, so it's not her. Oh well, people saying it's improving now anyway, so here we go. Sounding better. Vernon Couchman says it's sounding better. I'll take that as a win. I trust Vernon. Okay, so you've been playing a lot of the arcade stick.
Yeah, a lot of the arcade stick. Also been playing a lot of Indie Heroes 1 on the arcade stick as well, which I want to start streaming some of it as well, start streaming it on TikTok and that. But yeah, it's we've just been that's the main things I've been playing. Obviously I've been setting this up out here, put myself a desk and everything and yeah, just so I can get ready for streaming.
Excellent. I can see Sam is in the chat. I said I'd do this because let's pull Sam up here. Here he is, Mr. Sam Mason. He has donated some very cool things that we're going to be giving away over the next couple of weeks. So watch this space. We'll give him a big plug when we come to do the whole thing eventually, and people can use the services that he provides, because he has been described as a man somewhere between Jesus and Superman. And I said I'd say that, so there we are. Sam is the man. Okie dokie. So I finally made it through a whole bunch of games, that huge backlog that I have been having. I don't know if I said on the last stream that I completed Still Wakes the Deep, which was really bloody good. Highly recommend that to anyone that played Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. That was really, really cool. Hey, it's Carla. Hello, Carla. How are you? We met Carla at Knott's VGE at the weekend. I have also just completed The Chant, which is sort of like a weird 70s cult horror game. Very weird, very, very cool, very much a me thing. Managed to get the platinum on that as well, which was really good fun. I am now playing. I'd be interested to know if you've played any of this, Mr. Blunners. I'm now playing South Park Snow Day. And
yes.
Considering I knew absolutely dick about this, I was kind of hoping it would just be the new, well, I don't know, like their new game, but just having a stab at 3D again. I didn't realize it was a flipping hack and slash, 5 maps and you're good type thing. Like it's I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. I will get 20 quid's worth out of it, I have no doubt. And I don't actually mind the graphics. I think it's maybe I'm going to be a little bit fairer to it. I don't think it's awful, but it's definitely not good. I think it's a very below average game. It's okay. If you see it for a tenner, yeah, I'd give it a go. It's the humor isn't quite up to Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole standards. Yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, I have to say. Bit of a letdown. Have you? So you picked it up on Switch, didn't you?
No, that was Tim. Oh no, I picked it up on Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems alright. Like I've only played a couple of levels on it, and it hasn't really didn't really sink its teeth into me. So
Yeah. It's difficult to sort of bash it completely, because I've played worse. It's just, yeah, once I've done those 5 levels, I can't see myself going back and playing over it again. I really can't. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame.
was it more of a rush job, do you think? Was it
I don't know. I don't know. it feels rushed, but the graphics are kind of cool. Like it South Park does work as a third person adventure game. I don't know. Maybe it's because we're just coming off of Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, which are great. They're both incredible, like RPG games, like turn-based RPG as well. So to jump to a hack and slash, it was a little bit, not quite so engaging. But either way, I'll like I say, I'll get the next couple of levels done. I managed to get some sort of trophy for farting on Stan when I fought him. So I mean, it's got some classic South Park-ness to it. Almost called it The Simpsons then, because someone mentioned Simpsons there in the chat. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And then I just need to start the other pile of stuff that's all the way back there.
Yeah, so it must be something with StreamYard, because it all seems all right our end. And
StreamYard,
no one hosts it. StreamYard hosts it, and we just log in on a web page.
Yeah, StreamYard being a knob. Hot dang. Never mind. We could talk very briefly at the weekend. Myself and Tim, prior to his trouser accident, we made it up to Knott's VGE. Really great weekend. Met some really cool new people. So yeah, what a great fun weekend that was. If anyone was there, you'll appreciate how good it was. So Mr. Al from the Sega Guru channel and It's Much More, Mr. Jarvis, congratulations, great show. Really grateful to have been a part of it. We had an absolute riot. Got to see a band in the evening on the Saturday called Sega Death, who played metal covers of video game tunes. Absolutely brilliant band, and it just happened to be that weekend they were there. I've picked up a whole stack of stuff. That's right, Carla. It was amazing because I got to meet you as well, which is always amazing to meet new people. Shall I rattle through these, considering this is stuff I will get to play? So, Street Skater on the PS1. I don't know if you've ever played that. I think it was EA's attempt to try and
I remember
rival Tony Hawk. It's not the best, but it's. I've got some big fond memories of that. I mean, look at that. That is 90s. It's so good, so good. So that was like a couple of quid. So I was dead happy with that. I've got huge amounts of 360 games because I'm on a real 360 kick at the moment. Tales of Vesperia, which I have never played, but heard it's good. So I'm going to be jumping on that. Space Marine to get me all supercharged for part 2, which comes out very soon.
Yeah, soon, isn't it? That does, yeah.
Far Cry 2, because why not? It's been a long time since I've played Far Cry 2 on the 360.
Amazing.
Oh, a little classic which just came free with something, which was Rainbow Six 2.
Yeah, very good. I love that game.
Classic title.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed in myself that this one wasn't in my collection already. Rockstar's Table Tennis. Table Tennis.
Table Tennis. Yeah,
such
I recently
a good game.
picked that up as well. Yeah, because I remember having it ages ago. I just don't know where when I went through all my games, it wasn't there. So I thought, you can pick it up pretty cheap, and it's just something different.
It's
completely
great.
Different what you wouldn't think you'd get from Rockstar at all.
No, and it's really good fun. Everything in it, from the hit detection to just everything. It's a really good game. I remember it being a good game anyway. I saw this very cheap. It said from the minds of Todd McFarlane, and it has a chap on the front with a sword, which sold me immediately. That was The Reckoning.
Oh no, I played that.
Neither have I. So I thought I'd take a punt. Todd McFarlane and a big sword. Can't go wrong. This one I think is mainly because there's a load of 360 games that I just want to pick up. I don't necessarily think they're going to go up in value, but I don't know. This one I don't know why it jumped at me. Watch Dogs. I played it on PS4, figured I'm going to get it on 360. No idea why. There was a charity bin whereby you could just donate some money and help yourself to games, and there were 2 Ghost Recon games on the original Xbox. So I've got those for not very much. I am very disappointed that this wasn't in my collection to start with. Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U.
Yeah, I picked that up because I didn't have it at one point.
It's I mean, it's from Namco Bandai, isn't it, or Bandai Namco?
Yeah, Bandai Namco, yeah.
Who do all of the Thingy Bob Warriors. So all over that. Can't wait. And then 2 Wii games, WarioWare Smooth Moves.
Oh, amazing.
And because the PS2 version is just ridiculous, Manhunt 2. So there you go.
Nice.
You can mutilate people for fun on the Wii. Who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to stab people with the stabbing motion of the Wii controller?
Yeah, that's one of them ones. It's the same with, is it Bully as well? Candace can edit. But it's a lot cheaper to get them on Wii than what it is.
Yeah.
Like that Manhunt 2, because I think I picked up Manhunt as well on the Wii, because the price on PS2 is just crazy money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mag's got Watch Dogs on 360 as well. Still hasn't played it. I mean, it's great on PS4, man. So yeah, I'd be all over trying it on the 360, and just don't know why. WarioWare's pricey. That one was £5. I want to say, like, it wasn't the most expensive, but like I say,
that's some weird games, though, aren't they? Them.
Oh, they are.
They're out there.
But I'm on a massive 360 kick at the moment, so yeah, I don't know. I've got a feeling that this year is going to be the last year that we're going to be able to get 360 and PS3 games for a price that I think is worth it. So
people were thinking once the Switch 2 gets announced, which they don't reckon it will, Switch games then start.
Yeah.
Dropping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if they will. I don't know if they will. It's because, like you've said before many times, like the Nintendo games, especially the first party stuff, it just holds its value.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Like, there's a lot, especially first party N60 Switch games that definitely hold their price, but
we shall see. We shall see. The 360 store closed today, did it? Dang.
The thing is, these 360 games, you can play them. Some discs you can just put in and they work. Do you know what I mean? They work on your current console. They just download the version of it, but you just have to put your disc in for it to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's, was it 80% of 360 games work on a Xbox One and a Series X. So it's still it's still great to be able to buy for the 360 and even the original Xbox. I know some of those games still work on the systems as well. So it's yeah, if you're Xbox collector, it's definitely, backwards compatibility is an easy thing that's going to work. So Sony's going to discontinue Blu-ray. Why? Why would you discontinue it? Like, you've got a monopoly on the market. People still buy DVDs, believe it or not. So why would you alienate so many people and get rid of Blu-ray? Like, I think
they're saying that, like, because everything just gets streamed now, doesn't it? Everything's just streamed.
Well, yeah, until there's that point when you're like, oh, I really want to watch this movie, and then you go on any streaming service that you have, and it's not there.
Can't find it. Yeah.
And then you're like, you go onto Amazon Prime and it's like $5.99 to rent it for 24 hours. And you're like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm just going to go and buy the Blu-ray for £1, like down CEX. Like, as much as convenient as digital is for things like gaming and movies and all this kind of stuff, like, I just don't think you're going to beat physical media out of our ecosystem just yet. Not until everything is available on something, and that be like one thing. It's just too much otherwise.
Do you think it's a case of, I think we've spoken about this before, but do you think it's a case of, like, this new generation, like my son's generation, they're used to just downloading stuff and having it instantly. They're not used to actually having something or care about having something physical, which is a bit shit, really. So, but yeah, I like you're saying, I think it might not be yet. The new PS6, it might be something they do. They might take it out, but they won't make it any cheaper, though, will they? They won't make it.
No, exactly. And I think whilst there is still this sort of ambiguity over Do I own it? Can I play it if the streaming service goes down and I've downloaded it to my hard drive or whatever the fuck it is? It's just like this generation. Yeah, absolutely. They don't have that nostalgic pull towards physical media because they've grown up in the digital age, and that's just a byproduct of growing up. But eventually, there's going to come a time when something will happen, and it'll be a case of, I really want to play that, or I really want to watch that, and the only way they're going to be able to do that is to buy it. So I don't know. I thought Alan Wake 2 would be the thing that would push the envelope. That would be the one. It's going to be a digital only game, and that's the only way you're going to be able to play it. And then, like, what, 8 months, a year, I can't remember how long it was since it came out, like, we're getting a physical, like, with all the DLC on it. So I don't know, something just doesn't feel right. The world isn't quite ready to just do away with tat. We still want that tat on our shelves. We want that tat in our collections.
Well, like you're saying, it's going to be like at some point there isn't going to be, like saying, the 360 stores closed down. At some point, you're going to need these like original hardware there.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it all like kind of like how you look at how certain people nowadays get their Super Nintendo or their NES games? It's all just a ROM. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't want to be living in that kind of world. I want
stuff.
Yeah, I want to. Oh, well, sorry. Just going back to, I don't know if people can actually hear me now, if I'm still jittering. It kind of put me off what I was doing. I just wanted to announce that I have been playing the Nintendo World Championships, and I've also got the gold cart and the full collection for it. Yes, it's amazing. Obviously, but luckily I've got the NES Switch controllers, so this makes it that much easier. But I see someone the other day got an S on all of it. Like, fuck me, he must be some sort of player to get an S like ranking. I've got a couple of S rankings. I haven't unlocked everything yet because I didn't want to just all smash it in one hit. But
yeah,
it's like one of them's literally you've just got to rinse level 1 of Mario, like the first world. You can't go down the quickest to the hole. Like, just get to the flagpole.
Nice.
So so it's just little things like that. But you'll find that them little non like the Switch controllers just don't do it justice because the analogs don't work. You have to use the D-pad.
Oh man.
So the best way to do it is either a Pro controller or actually having the NES controllers, which luckily I bought ages ago.
Yeah,
not really used them that much. I've also got the SNES one as well, but yeah, so it's great. It's a great little concept. It's not like fully online like you'd think though. So it's not like you'd think you're all playing against like you're basically what happens is you'll do your run, and if you want to beat your run next to you or have your run that you've just your best run there, and you've got to try and beat it. Like one of them's like the first mushroom on the first world, obviously, but you've got that Goomba that comes, so you're having to try and get that and then manage to get the mushroom, and I've managed to do it in like 3 seconds, but still not an S rank. So it's like thinking, geez, how quick have you got to do this to get that?
It's got to be mental, right? Maybe we should stream NES World Championship on here sometime and see who can.
Yeah, I can do it.
See who can be the best of the best.
Well, yeah. Once my other capture card comes, I'll start doing that.
There's a lot of love in the chat for physical media. This brings me hope. 100%. Hope. There's tapes are vulnerable. Sometimes they get a bit moldy, but you can clean them. It's just a bit of an arse. 180.
Yeah, the light's coming. Dartboard.
People in the chat still having CDs. We've got Carla still buying CDs. We've got Dave Newland still on CDs and Blu-ray and vinyl. I've had to change my relationship to music because otherwise there's albums that I just miss out on. So I do have Apple Music, and I tend to buy the stuff I really like on vinyl now as a way to try and keep it in.
Vinyl.
Yeah, it's something a bit more fun. It's a bit more expensive, but the packaging is way cooler. And it takes up shitloads of room, so I've got to be really picky. So yeah, that ticks a box. We could just do a whole stream about physical media, really, couldn't we? It's yeah, exactly. Alan Wake
100%.
2, and then they're like, damn, maybe it didn't sell quite so well, but we shall see. So on the topic of gaming events, briefly brought up that we were at Knott's VG at the weekend. It did get me thinking a little bit over the last sort of week or so. Everyone going into like the bullseye section, are we here?
Yeah.
So this might be interesting. This would be a good one to hear what people in the chat think, and yourself as well as someone that does go to these things. What is the future of gaming events? Things like E3 just don't really have that draw that they used to. We've got, the Video Game Awards, but is that really a gaming event that anyone can go to? I don't really. Lots of people have talked about, the various Eurogamer variations that company has now become, and how that's not a particularly good event now either. And it does feel very much like the gaming events that now do well are the slightly more independent ones, the ones like Knott's VGE. Obviously, we've got Timeless coming up next month. We'll give that a plug in a bit, Mag. Even things like WASD, which I know have only been going a short while, but that was packed. It was rammed. Everyone was in a good mood. Everything worked well, and it was really full. Knott's VGE at the weekend, really busy both days. Really good selection of people and vendors and guests and everything. There was just so much cool stuff going on, and it did just get me thinking. So what is the future of gaming events? What do you think it is? Do you think it is more independent and just letting the big people take the internet instead?
Yeah. So, well, just before we start, we do have 2 Gamescom tickets that we want to give.
Yes. Speaking of big events,
anyone who could actually go and actually get there, please let us know, because it's not something we want to do a giveaway if people can't actually get there. So it's like literally just someone contact Tim Triangle Face. He's got 2 codes that'll give you Gamescom tickets if you can get out there. I'd love to be able to go, but I would have nicked them. But yeah, I like. I mean, I've been to loads of conventions, but I feel sometimes when they spread it over 2 days, it doesn't really give it. It's like they don't really get the full whack of it. A lot of them nowadays have just gone to like online, which is a bit shit, really. I just do feel like what Max said here. I think it's like he said, it's where the independent events is where it's at. So I think it's more of going to like your local one. That's, do you know what I mean? You get more out. You get so much more out of that, and it won't be as packed. Like some of these ones, the queues to play the new games was ridiculous, and then when you did play it, you'd only get like 20 minutes, and then boom, you kicked off. So I remember like queuing up for like Assassin's Creed, might have been Black Flag at the time, and it was like an hour and a bit like queue, and then only got like 10 minutes on it, and you're thinking,
yeah.
oh fuck, okay, I'm spending more time in queues than actually playing stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I just hope. I obviously don't want these gaming events to go. I don't know if they'll be merged more like the one like the one in Pompey, which is more like a Comic-Con / gaming event. So I think that's a good way of going. But yeah, just try and support your independent ones. Get down there and give the money go to them.
Yeah, because I know that, I mean, Mag raises a good point there. The big shows can pull in the sponsors, and the industry is struggling, and it wants to spend money. Does it want to spend money showcasing that kind of stuff anymore? It's difficult because it's one thing to see a game and watch it online, and see it, get excited as we all do for all the new games that come out. But there's nothing quite like having that controller in your hand or that keyboard in your hand and actually playing the game and seeing what the hell this game is about. And I think this is where the indie scene is really going to sort of capitalize quite heavily on people's desire to actually play games. WASD, when me and Tim walked into the floor, we were walking around, we thought, fuck, this isn't particularly big. Are we really going to need 3 days here? The answer is yes, and we probably could have done with another 3, because I don't think we played half of what was there, purely because you didn't have to wait ages to play the game. You could line up 5-10 minutes and you'd be playing the game. If you weren't, just bugger off, play something else, come back and play that game you wanted to later. But then you'd actually spend quite a lot of time talking to the developers and just hearing their story, how the game came about, how long it had been in production for, what are their future plans for the games, what are their future plans for releases, and that in itself is a really exciting thing to do, and that's not just for creators or press or anything. That's for everyone can talk to whoever it is. It's there's all variants of tickets there, and everybody intermingles and just gets stuck in, which was really cool to see. And I guess sort of feeding in on what you said about supporting local blunners. It's things like Knott's VGA at the weekend. It was rammed both days. It had a good selection of vendors, good selections of actual guests there that people wanted to hear. There was some great talks over the couple of days, and each time the room was really quite full with people wanting to hear what was going on and ask questions, meet these people, have some of their games signed, take photos, and it was just this really cool, intimate sort of vibe. And I've got a feeling that Timeless in a couple of weeks is going to be a different vibe, but very much this kind of thing. It's going to be a really good, fun time that I think is going to capitalize off of its success of last year. So yeah, maybe it is just certainly gaming events are moving much more to the more independent scene, because the indie developers actually just like meeting people, and the big stuff is just going to eventually become an internet show, which would suck. But at the same time, do you want to line up for, like you say, do you want to line up for a couple of hours to play something for 5 minutes, or do you just want to wait till it's on Game Pass and play it for 5 minutes and just be like, nah, I don't like it, bugger off, play something else?
I remember, like taking, was it Street Pass on your DS, or your 3DS, whatever it was. Yeah, and like you go there and it would just be going nuts, and you'd be loving the fact that you could actually complete the puzzles and stuff on it.
It is a shame, because I do remember Eurogamer being a lot of fun. I mean, this was back when Resi 6 was coming out and the Wii U was brand new, so that hadn't even been released yet. So that says how long ago it was. And that event was fantastic. It was great. Everything was managed well. And it was huge, absolutely huge. But I think it must have been Mag that said in the chat, like, COVID has really opened people's eyes to what you can do on a budget. And yeah, there we go. And it's that is bad. And it just, I don't know, it feels like it's just going to take one event. It takes one event to bring everyone back. But I don't know. It did get me thinking, though. It did get me thinking. I don't know if people in the chat other than Mag feel the same thing, but I think it's great. Yeah, exactly. This whole EGX thing. It's like, what is EGX now? EGX is now part of like MCM, I think. Which is fine if it was sort of EGX versus MCM or something, but it's not. It's just MCM with EGX in the corner, which is a bit annoying if you're into gaming, and maybe not so much the comic book scene, but who knows?
Yeah, but it's great place, like you're saying, to meet people and meet these devs that will then give you the whole backstory of what's going on and what they've been up to. I mean, you can't. That's the kind of stuff you don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just buy it. You can't get that kind of stuff, that kind of time with developers. Do you know what I mean? It's
No.
such a shame.
And some of the developers that we met at EGX, we then met at WASD, and you go out for a couple of drinks with them, and it's like these people start becoming, you start becoming quite friendly with these people, and you actually start becoming more invested in their product and in their story, because it's like, oh, this is awesome. You can see the love and feel the love. But yeah, who knows? This could be something again that we have a whole stream on. Maybe at the end of the year we'll summarize all the events that we've been to and sort of see where we're at with it all.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like a good segue point to plug, and plug we shall, because in a couple of weeks' time it is the Timeless gaming event that is at the Arcade Club in Manchester. This is on Mag's gonna kill me because he's in the chat already. It's on Wednesday the something of August. This is how slick and professional we are. It is on Wednesday the 14th of August. You do not want to miss this. See, I had the calendar there, man. I had the calendar there. Just needed a moment. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic event. It opens early and it finishes late. It's the whole vibe is just an absolute party by the sounds of it. All the arcades over 4 floors, I'll reiterate that, 4 floors of arcades will be completely open, free to play, and that is included within your price of admission. You don't want to miss out. You can get there from anywhere in the country. Me and Tim are heading up a day early because we're that excited. And yeah, if you want to maybe get a little bit of money off your ticket, although from what I hear, tickets are becoming a bit sparse. So if you're gonna jump on it, now is the time to jump on it. Use code RGR in the checkout. That would give you a little bit of money off. He's going to be announcing the challenges we're doing tonight. I shan't say what they are. I'll let Mag reveal all on Mag's channel on Twitch. Make sure you guys head over to Middle Aged Gamer Guy UK on Twitch after this and watch him play games, talk Timeless, and hear what we're going to be up to. 150 tickets left, Mag says, from 600. That's not a lot. So do jump on it. There's a couple of weeks left. They will go. So yeah, Timeless, Arcade Club in Manchester. Get on it. It's going to be good. We're going to be there having a good time. Yeah, don't miss out. There we are. That's a good plug. I feel like that's a good plug. Right, what do you want to do now? Do you want to do next big topic, or do you want to do this day in gaming?
You can do next big topic, and then
Okay.
So
the next thing that I have seen is could AI, and I've put that in inverted commas because I saw a video the other day which I thought was really interesting about the term AI. Could AI ruin voice acting? Now, this has all come about because there's been some articles floating around that show voice actors are starting to head on a bit of a strike, and this is due to, I believe it is Activision. Let me go to this website. We have got.
Well, it just seems mad because it's like do you know what I mean? It could ruin it.
It could. It absolutely could. So this is on the Metro. So I'm quoting from the Metro, their sensational headline of workers across the games industry have expressed their concerns about AI as Activision is accused of selling an AI-generated cosmetic in Call of Duty. So that says that, yeah, Activision are now actively, or have actively, pun intended, been using AI software in some format to sell something in Call of Duty, which on the surface of it is mess. it's Call of Duty. Everything gets lost in Call of Duty, as far as I know. I don't know anyone that is able to sort of pinpoint and pull out some of those, like, finer details from Call of Duty. But here's my issue with AI, and AI inverted commas. This guy did a video online where he basically kind of destroyed the term AI, because if it's intelligent, it's not artificial. If it's thinking for itself, it's not artificial. And AI doesn't do that we have, Chat GPT. I mean, the really extreme versions of Chat GPT does some very weird things, and it's starting to become a bit of an ethical debate. The AI you can get on your phone, Siri, Cortana, and all this kind of stuff, it just Googles stuff real quick. If you ask AI to write you a movie script, but there were no movie scripts on the internet, it wouldn't be able to do that. And I think it's the same thing with the voice acting. If there were loads of voices online and people hadn't, recorded tons of clips of themselves, which you can buy on like Shutterstock and what have you, maybe it wouldn't be able to do that. But for years now, we've been clicking yes to all of those little pop-ups that have eventually, taken tons and tons of stuff from us. And it just it just makes me think, could AI ruin voice acting if you're able to do so? And looking further down the line, would people be content with a completely AI written video game? I don't know. It's a difficult conversation.
It opens up a complete can of worms because, do you know what I mean? Like with the new Samsungs that will come with AI, like I can write a paragraph or write a message out. I can press a little button, and then it's reading it better than I can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's nuts to think that. So I mean, like David Newland's just put in here, he's put, I'm a voice actor, not quite there yet, but you can tell it's way off. But I've already lost my job as a proofreader thanks to Chat GPT. So it's like,
Yeah, that's
AI
ridiculous.
is already having an effect on people's jobs and things like that, and it's mad. Like, I could literally, it could be a case of AI write me a code for a game which is like X, Y, and Z, and it does it for you. Do you know what I mean? And we only have ourselves to blame because it just seems to be getting. I always, whenever you link it, it just scares the crap out of me because I just think Terminator 2. You know what I mean?
It's
coming and
yeah, and it's different.
mental.
It's super difficult because as much as well written as some of this AI stuff is, it can still only write based on what's available to it, and it can't write from experience. And I wonder if someone was to create something purely from AI versus something that has had a writer and an editor, would we be able to tell the difference? Would the experience itself be soulless, or would you not be able to tell the difference because it's pulling from incredibly well written mediums already? I don't know.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying. It needs an input at the minute, but one day it might learn. So, do you know what I mean? We could create. We're already creating. It's slowly. They were saying who was it was saying, was it the guy who runs X?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah, he reckons in like 20, maybe even less, that we won't even have jobs. It'll be a case of you'll have a job if you need it, because the AI is just the robot, and it's all just going to get done, taken out of your hands, which is mental. Just to think that, do you know what I mean? Like these things can even write it. Like, I know you said it needs an input at the minute, but sooner or later, it's going to be a case of like we could be creating the next the next fucking like not like life, but the next. Do you know what I mean? Like we could be creating our own silicon. Do you know what I mean? Our own
silicone-based life.
Yeah, which is mental. Like you said, at the minute it needs its own input, but one day it could fucking Skynet, mate.
I mean, this is it. It's I think as soon as it starts learning, that's when it starts thinking for itself. It's no longer artificial; it's just intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairly sure that work out humanity is the problem. Yeah, let's just hope it doesn't. Because we've got the potential. So yeah, be nice to your AI, be nice to your Alexa and all that kind of stuff, because eventually, she could be coming for you. But I think we're a little way off from that. But still, is it going to ruin video games? I mean, it is a distinct possibility. That being said, Tim and I did see an incredibly interesting chat at WASD, not VGE, from the Oliver twins, and they have been using AI to create all kinds of cool stuff. It's not AAA game material, but some of it is pretty cool. But again, it's for like slightly smaller things. It's as soon as you start extrapolating it, making it for like big AAA things, I think this is where it will then start to fall down, because, love it or hate it, Last of Us 2 is a very emotional experience as a game. Now, could you have that emotional experience could you write that emotional experience through a computer? I don't know. It's a very visceral and raw experience, that game. So, I don't know if AI is capable yet of making something like
write me a do you know what I mean, a graphic novel with X, Y, and Z in it.
I mean, you could, and it would write something better than I could, because I don't think I'm that good at writing. But for people that are that for people that are that good at writing, could it replace them? I don't know. I wonder if you need experience in order to convey the passion.
But it was like what happened with was it with Evercade, when they paid that writer and they just got for they just got AI arts, didn't they, of Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Did they even know? And like, do you know what I mean?
It bypassed me. It totally bypassed me, and it wasn't until someone else picked it up that you're like, oh yeah, he's got a metal leg. Like, Duke Nukem doesn't have a metal leg. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, this is AI. Bizarre. But yeah,
remember we started writing stuff and getting pictures randomly.
Oh, we did. We got some incredible. I don't think we've got any in this thread, unfortunately. We'd have to change the background and everything to make it.
Ryan deleted them all.
Typical.
We did have them in, but yeah,
we did, and it's. I don't know. I'd like to think AI won't completely take over, because there's nothing quite like a personal experience in a video game. This is sort of moving on a little bit from AI ruining voice acting in video games, but it's worrying that places like Activision are potentially actively pursuing it and thinking it's okay. Especially if you're going to make money off it as well, because this is the thing. I guess the Oliver twins said that their stuff was all free, but when you I'll come back to that comment in a minute, because I can't read and chat at the same time. I've totally lost my train of thought now. Screw it. Go to Dave Newland's comment. Screw it.
Okay.
Have you tried Superior Drummer 3? That's AI. But if it doesn't make your drum sound incredible, okay. No, I'm really, really terrible with music software. The guitarist in the various bands that I'm in, he's much better at that kind of thing. Yeah, because again, how long is it until AI starts infiltrating music?
Yes.
But I also think that,
like, there's songs that people have heard songs, and it's like, and it's got their voice. I think Cabbage Face said it earlier. Like, it's got like, this is what they're having problems with, because say like Drake, for example, someone's done a song and his voice is not even him, and they've got his voice doing it. So yeah.
There's an interesting thing, and I think this applies to video games as well. But it was something that Noel Gallagher said, and it was really poignant in that the consumer doesn't know what they want until you show it to them. And I thought that is really I mean, he goes off on one a little bit, and it becomes a little bit, but yeah, that whole point of the consumer doesn't know what they want until you show it to them is absolutely true. There are some people that just like music as a casual thing. There are some people that just like video games as a casual thing. They're quite happy to just plug into Call of Duty. They're quite happy to plug into Fortnite. They're quite happy to listen to, you know, whatever the major pop bands are at the moment, and that's fine. It's there for you, and it's there for you to consume. But you know, the stuff that makes a real impact and the stuff that makes a real difference is always something that is well written. And I just don't know if AI would ever be capable of that, because it can't empathize.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, if it can empathize, it'll empathize with all of us and think, you guys, you've had a real bad go at this. We'll make it better for you, and it won't just like annihilate us.
Yeah. Exterminate you all, yeah.
Christ, I hope we don't ever get to that situation.
Have you seen that? There's the new so just completely off topic about AI though. The new Samsung phones, I can actually have a conversation. Say you're German, I can then you'll talk, and my phone instantly translates it in English to me. So then I can talk, and it instantly translate it back out to you. So I'm saying, like, they've got like Polish people at work, they'll be able to listen to what they're saying and know that if they're talking about it or not. So it's like, and it instantly translates it for you.
Papow! AI has now infiltrated the chat. Please stop using us to generate images of Peter Andre in the shower. Superb. It doesn't take long. It just does not take long. And
how we get these people in here. We've got AI. We had Jimbo.
We get it all on RGR. That's what you get.
Google's done that for years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's another topic that could just go on for hours and hours and hours. And I'm sure it won't be the last we'll hear of AI. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting to hear that Activision were pursuing it.
I just want to ask you and the chat, would you support a game that has been made in AI? So if you found out a game was coming out, you really want, would you support it if it was made all in AI, even the artwork down to everything, the pixel, everything was done in AI? Would you support that game, or would you say like fuck you, and you'd rather have people actually make these kind of things? Because I think the day that people start supporting that kind of thing is the day that it starts taking over. Because some people wouldn't care less who's made it.
No,
it's a good game.
Yeah, they wouldn't, and it's an ethical conundrum. And I would like to think, I don't know what I would do, but I'd like to think that I wouldn't do it. I would like to think that I would maybe not boycott it, but certainly I wouldn't actively pursue it straight away. I don't like the idea of art being subjected to just a computer program that just picks the best of stuff online to make something cool. You know, the whole point of art is to create. And yeah, you could argue that this AI is creating something, but it's only creating something from what it knows. Excellent. I will come and watch that in a bit. Have a good one, Mag. Speak to you soon. I think for me personally, as someone that has oh dear. Yes. See, AI's already like ripped off The Office there straight away. I think art is a very personal experience, whether that's a book, whether that's a video game, whether it's a painting, piece of music. I think art it can be a very personal, and it can be a very visceral experience. And ultimately, I think in order to feel that it needs to have been made by somebody. Would I be able to tell the difference if you handed two in front of me? I possibly not. So that kind of makes my point moot. But I like art because at the moment it's created by people, and people have experiences, and that experience generally shapes the art that you're looking to take part in or experience. So yeah, I don't know.
Dominic's comment there, because it's not the game completely made from AI. Companies will have to utilize it in order to cut production costs and time. Games make far too long to make these days. Yeah, so I mean, like, because I heard that Power World, Tim was saying, wasn't he? Tim was saying that Power World was got some sort of AI in it, and after I was playing it, I was thinking, do you mean even I was thinking after I heard that, I was thinking, fuck, is that true? Because I didn't mind the game, it was all right. And once I heard it was been a bit AI, had some involvement in it. I don't know if it's true because I haven't looked it up. I then thought, do you know what? I'm not quite happy with that. If it was to like write how it was made or to write how it was done, I was thinking,
yeah. So I mean, yeah, that point from Dominic is quite poignant. I can kind of get a bit behind that. If you use it to then extrapolate something that has already been created by somebody to speed up the production of something, then that's different. The AI hasn't created it. The AI is then just helping you advance it, whether that's through rendering or some form of like donkey work, not some sort of non-creative process. Then I could get behind that because that's just efficiency. Does that mean certain people would lose their jobs? Yeah, probably, because in order to be efficient, sometimes you do need to do that. Yeah, as a videographer, yeah, AI rendering is AI. Yeah, 100%. Computers just get quicker and quicker and quicker, so they can render stuff in a quicker place. But it's difficult. It is difficult.
Scary.
It is. It is. And who would have thought, even 10 years ago, this is what we'd be discussing?
We'll be talking about it. Yeah. It's got Tetris Arcade, because I
have not. Tetris Arcade.
No, gaming stuff. If you're going to buy us one, then let us know.
Oh yeah,
I ain't got one, mate.
Hell yes, I'm all in for a free Tetris Arcade. Okay, before we jump to PlayStation Plus games and any questions that people have, we've got a couple of questions starred in the chat. If anybody has some questions they want us to address or talk about, preferably not AI, get it in the chat and we will give it a cheeky star and we'll get to that at the end. So what should we do? PlayStation Plus or this day in gaming?
I'll just run through some games that came out this day, on this day in gaming. Really, just real quick.
Let's go.
See, I know we're open now already. So, 29th of July, quite a few games have come out. Echo the Dolphin. That was 31. Well, was it 31 years ago?
Dang.
21. And then you've got Seaman on the Dreamcast, Ryan Andrews' favorite game.
Man,
25 years ago.
For anyone that hasn't played or seen that game, that is Seaman for the Dreamcast. It is.
Isn't it like controlled by the microphone? Don't you need the microphone for it to work?
Yes, you do. It is
what noise do you have to make?
Oh, God knows. It is the bizarrest.
I've never played it. I've just seen it. Right.
There's a really good video on the AVGN channel for Seaman. It's totally worth it. It is just the weirdest game that you could think of. Anyway, carry on. This day in gaming.
Yeah, well, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 came out in Japan. What else we got on here? Metal Max. I don't remember that game. Soul Calibur 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
That was a great little entry because that had Yoda on the 360. It had Darth Vader on PS3.
Yeah, they all had little. Was it Link on GameCube?
What was
it?
Or was that Soul Calibur 2?
Was that Soul Calibur? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it was one of the Soul Calibur games.
Yeah. What Nintendo system was around at that time?
It says Xbox 360, PlayStation.
Maybe it wasn't on Nintendo at that point. Soul Calibur 4.
Oh,
Interesting. Chat, help us out. Was Soul
Yeah.
Calibur 4 on Nintendo? I don't think it was.
Then what else is on there? Not, Dragon Quest 11, is it?
Okay, yeah.
Digimon Survive was only 2 years ago, and there's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is this day in gaming.
Hardcore. Absolutely hardcore, especially with Seaman. I know Toxo said he's not going to Google that. Dude, go onto Google, type Seaman Dreamcast AVGN. You will not regret it. I 100% guarantee you it's perfectly suitable for work. You got to do it. You got to do it, my friend. Do it. Okay. So, PlayStation Plus. We're not covering what is on the hardcore tiers. This is on your purely to play games online tier. This month, I don't know if we covered this last month or whether this is new, but we've got Borderlands 3, which is a pretty big, cool game. NHL 24. It's not for me. I'm sure there's some NHL fans out there. And Among Us as well, which kind of feels like it's maybe missed the boat a little bit. I think the Among Us craze has kind of died down a bit now.
Well, yeah, they're trying to bring out some different game modes to try and revive it back a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, which was on the latest Nintendo Switch Direct, I think it was.
Okay. Interesting. We've had some good community game nights playing Among Us. It's been great fun, but I've always just played it off my phone. So, yeah, not entirely sure I would be playing it on PS5, but there we go. I'm sure there are some people that do. All righty, Roo. So, let us jump into your questions. So, we have a couple of questions that have been steered. First one from Mr. Sam, the man who is a cross between Superman and Jesus. Any recommendations for VR? Playing Pop 1, but anything else that is recommended? It's a shame Tim's not here because Tim is the VR man.
He is a VR man.
I guess it depends what VR system we're on. Something like the Quest. I mean, I hear Resident Evil 4 in VR is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I had Quest 2. I did have the Quest 2, but yeah, Resident Evil was very good. The thing is, there's a lot of quite good games on there, but depends how you are in VR. Because I always felt a little bit sick, like a bit motion sickness after a while.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me quite so much, which is good. I do like it. On all the standard PlayStation VR, there was called Blood and Truth. That game was awesome, so good. And the only game to make me feel slightly motion sick was Iron Man VR. I think we might have said this before, where I set it all up and you started on the ground and it was like pull the triggers to fire your boosters and you'll take off. And I did. And I looked down as I was taking off. I was like, ah! I went very high very quickly. But that was kind of cool. But yeah, Tim is the VR king. So Tim, if you're watching this back at any point, stick in the chat some quality VR games. From the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dave Newland. Was Sega's Time Travel the only arcade game to be released as a hologram?
Oh, wow.
Was it released as a hologram? That's completely news to me.
I think it must be.
I'm going to Google that very quickly now. Sega hologram. What do we get? What did they say it was?
VR.
Time Traveler. Yeah, was Time Traveler. It must be, because everything that's coming up from it is rare Sega Time Traveler 90s hologram fun starship game. It must have been. Must have
Google
been.
it. The arcade cabinet was a hologram.
Or there's something called Crap Shot, Sega's awful holographic arcade game. I think it could have been the only one, I'm afraid. Sega liked to take some chances with some weird stuff back then, but there we go. Mr. Dave Noodle coming in again with the arcade questions. Which arcade game did you first complete as a kid? Ooh, and how much money did you spend on it? Blunders, have you got an arcade game?
Well, do you know what? It was House of the Dead, I think. Was probably the first one I completed.
Yep.
But God, how much did I put onto it? I must have put, mate, hundreds probably. But like I said earlier in our group, I put that WrestleQuest was one of my favourites, because I remember it used to come every year of the fair. It used to turn up and it'd be in their little like trailer thing with loads of other arcade games. But that was the one I always used to play. But obviously can't really complete that game, so no. First one I remember completing. Also, we completed one. We went to that arcade in Southampton. But yeah,
Yes.
first one. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think we need to do a night out there. To be honest, I think we need to sort something out with Arcade Player One in Eastleigh. But yeah,
dude, I would love it if people would travel. If people would
Yeah.
travel and come down to Eastleigh, there's a cool arcade place that's just opened up in Eastleigh.
Ready Player One, I think it's called it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We've been saying for a little while now, we'd love to do like an actual live thing with live
do an
people.
actual live show with people,
with people there, and play some arcades afterwards. I've lost Blanners. He's disconnected from the Matrix. But yes, we have said that we would love to do that. We just need to get people somehow to get to Eastleigh. There is a train station in Eastleigh though, so for anyone that thinks it would be worthwhile traveling, we would have to give quite a bit of notice, I think, because it's a long way to travel for some people. But yeah, we'll keep that running in the background. If people think it is something that could be a goer, then yeah, keep that conversation going, because we would love to do something live. Even if we did a couple of our shows live, we could do the Total Evercade podcast. We could do all three. We could do uncensored and mod cons, and then have games in between. I think it'd be great fun. I think it would be great fun. I think I might have lost Blanners for the rest of the evening, but that's okay. We are imminently about to sign off now anyway. So yeah. So a few people in the chat saying it would be great to do something. So yeah, we will keep it coming. Is he back? He is back.
Yeah,
he is back. He hath
happened there, but I got disconnected from everything.
He hath risen from the dead. Yeah, I was just saying that we'd need to give everyone some time if we were going. So yeah, cool. Yeah. Right. In that case, we can look to sign off there. Always a pleasure, Mr. Planners. Always a pleasure to talk games. There's always so much stuff to talk about, so many rabbit holes that we have yet to explore, and I'm sure there are plenty more to come yet. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining along in the chat. You are always all very welcome. It's lovely that everyone is still so respectful and not a knob. Is the nicest way to put it. So you are all very, very welcome. Hopefully we will see you all next Monday, which will be for the Total Evercade podcast. Hopefully I shall be there. I know I wasn't there Monday, but yes, hopefully I'll be back with Blunders and the crew on Monday. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, because that does help us out huge amounts. Also give that little thumbs up icon a little push as well, because that lets us know that you've been here, that you've seen some of the content, and yeah, continue some of the conversations in the chat. What are your thoughts on AI? Do you think it's going to take over gaming? Is it going to ruin gaming? What do you think is the future of gaming events? Let's keep all of that good stuff going in the chat. We do read the comments afterwards and keep in touch with people. So yeah, do keep that going. But yeah, outside of that, that'll do it for us this evening. And we will see you all Monday for Total Evercade podcast. So good evening.
Yeah.